So I saw the Nun II. Alan did not see the Nun II because we kind of Alan is not a huge horror fan, not a huge horror fan. But what can you say? So I also and I actually do really love horror. I don't like horror that's necessarily super gory. I prefer psychological horror. And the Nun series, well, now it's the Nun 2, and I'm assuming, having seen it, if this is successful, there will more than likely be a Nun 3. So there you are. But I did not see the first Nun, but I do appreciate the genre, which is religious horror. So it's set in 1956 in France. There is a series of bizarre and ghastly murders. In the opening scene, a priest floats in the air as he's burst into flames, and a character named Frenchie is possessed by a demon nun who's killing people, specific types of people, connected to a saint from the past. And the nun, which is, well, I wonder, is the nun, this is an interesting question. I never even thought of this until just now. Is the nun that's being referred to in the Nun series the demon nun that kills, or the heroic protagonist nun, Sister Irene, who defeated the nun, the demon nun, in the first film? And what's interesting is I hadn't seen the first Nun, but literally there's a flashback that tells you everything you need to know about the first Nun movie, and the flashback lasts about 20 seconds. And then it's like, oh, well, that was the story of, we basically got the recap of the first Nun. So there's a series of murders, and Sister Irene goes with her other sister, played by Storm Reed. And Sister Irene is played by Thaisa Farmiga, Vera Farmiga's daughter, interestingly. And they're in search of what is happening with all of these murders. They finally follow a pathway, because these murders are happening strategically at certain churches and whatnot, and which leads them to a school with a church where mysterious things are happening. And I have to give this movie credit. I had zero expectations going in. In fact, I was not looking forward to seeing this. I watched it. Dante and I went to a screening with our movie group, and I was pleasantly surprised. I jumped a bunch of times. You could say that there are cheap jump scares, but there are also some very good and clever jump scares. Visually speaking, there's a scene where Sister Irene is looking at a newsstand. She's seeing a vision before her, and the newsstand magazine covers kind of turn and create these weird patterns of images, where you're seeing all the magazines kind of line up to tell a story and show a picture, a shocking picture. But the thing with this movie is it's pretty much the same throughout. I mean, it's just over 90 minutes. So thankfully the running time is not long. There's not a lot of dialogue, so it's hard to complain about any bad dialogue when there's very little of it. And pretty much this film taps into these primal fears of, I heard a sound in the dark. I'm afraid of the sound in the dark. Now I'm being chased. Rinse, repeat. That's the whole movie for practically 90 minutes. Is there's something in the dark. I'm going to go in the attic, or I'm going to go in this dark place, or I'm going to go behind the stairwell, or I'm going to go in this locked room I'm not supposed to go into. This is literally the whole movie. I'm like it doesn't change. And once Sister Irene shows up, then she's just there with a little bit of you're feeling more comfortable at this point. But she has a relationship. Sister Irene has a relationship with Frenchie from the last film, but she figures out that he's the one that's possessed with the spirit. Sorry if that's a spoiler, but it happens in the first third of the film. I'm not going to tell you how it's resolved, but I like this movie probably more than I should. I can't say it's great, but I can't also say it's bad. So it's kind of, it was fun while I watched it. If I have to kind of bottom line the film, I probably give it a 6 out of 10. That would be at best maybe 5.5, 6 out of 10. But the movie does one thing, and it just does it over and over. There's something in the shadows. There's a sound. What's gonna happen with the sound? I'm gonna go in the corner. Ah! That's it. But it's weird because somehow in our primal lizard brains, in our DNA, humans are kind of wired to be afraid of the dark, afraid of sounds where they don't recognize the source of the sound, and being chased. And that just is kind of just, I don't know, it's wired in us. That's why I think we respond so much to horror films. And I actually thought that some of the scares were clever. That magazine newsstand uh, incident that I described. There's this creepy nun kind of comes out of a wall, and then the lights come on, and you see like the pattern on the wall kind of looks like a nun, but it's not there. So I thought it was clever, but again, 6 out of 10 at best. I won't see this movie again, but I was surprised that I actually had a decent time seeing it. And Thaisa Farmiga as Sister Irene is actually pretty good. And the good thing is this movie did not overstay its welcome. 90 minutes in and out, scary, out. The audience seemed to enjoy it. And there you go. So not going to change your life. Not the greatest horror film of all time. But if you're looking for, if you're putting up your Halloween decorations in September like I am, you'll probably go see The Nun II. And that reminds me, I need to put up my Halloween decorations. So I'm going to do that. I'm putting up my Halloween decorations on the member tab. I'm going to post photos of my Halloween decorations.
Or why don't you do a live stream of putting up your Halloween decorations?
I'm going to not do that, but I will take photos.
I painted my freaking room.
Should I do that? Do people want that? Is that like me? But see, the thing is, it's all over my place. So I couldn't if I could just set up a camera and only do like one thing, I do.
I mean, you should do it only on the member stream.
Well, I plan to.
So, yeah. Okay. So the Nun II, the way I'm hearing it is it's essentially a walk through a haunted house. It's just walk from room to room, jump scares here and there.
It's literally, we're going to go in this dark place. What's in there? Let's go. Oh my God. It's quiet. Now it's loud. It's quiet. I'm going to walk over here. Now it's loud. I'm going to just go into this corner. I'm going to check this out. And then suddenly something scary happens. That's the whole movie. I literally am performing the movie for you in audio form. Let's go to your comment. So The Nun II, 6 out of 10. Better than expected. Not a horror film that's going to change your life. If it does decent box office, there will be a Nun 3 is my prediction. And I do like, nobody asked, but a lot of people will ask, is there anything woke about this film? Zero. There is zero.
Well, it sounds anti-Catholic to me.
Yeah. But it's not, I don't think it's anti-religious. I didn't get that feeling. I didn't get that feeling that it was anti-religious.
No more than movies like this from the past.